I would go into New York City public schools and I'd go into their computer science classes or their robotics labs, and I'd see hundreds of boys clamoring to be the next Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. And I thought to myself, where are the girls? And this question of where are the girls started as a question and became my obsession. The thing is, we're not having this conversation with our kids today. There are almost 500,000 open jobs in computing right now. We graduated less than 40,000 computer science graduates last year. Compare that to China that graduated 350,000 engineers last year alone. And these jobs, they're great paying jobs. The thought of being able to graduate college and make $120,000 a year, that's the American dream. So I believe that the solution to this tech talent deficit is women. At a time where, we're having so many conversations about the pay gap, and there's virtually no pay gap between male and female engineers, why have we seen this tremendous decline of women in technical jobs? We have the opportunity to close the gender gap in one generation alone. We gotta do some things first. And the first thing is, we have to change culture. I hope I don't have to remind this room that the world's first programmer was a woman, Ada Lovelace. And up until the 1980s, if you walked into any gaming camp in America, it would have been half boys, half girls. If you walked into any computer science classroom in America in the 1980s, it would essentially been about 45% women and 55% men. But all of a sudden in the 1980s, you steadily had this decline. And people always ask me, why? What happened? Well, the first thing happened was the personal computer came out in the 1980s. And if you look at these original ads of the Macintosh, you'll see this wonderful little family and this little boy staring at a computer. Computers were basically produced as toys for boys. So many young male entrepreneurs got these computers, took them apart, and boom, they thought about Facebook. Girls didn't have that transformative experience. The other thing that happened in the 1980s was the birth of the programmer. For those of you who are a little bit older like me, you'll remember who I'm talking about, right? Weird Science, Revenge of the Nerds, War Games, right? The white guy who's sitting in a basement somewhere, looking at a computer, drinking a Red Bull, and not showered, right? And we were constantly inundated with these images. Girls were constantly inundated with these images. And they said to themselves, not only do I not want to be him, I don't even want to be friends with him. And it turned them off. The thing that I've been thinking a lot about is this idea that we teach girls to be perfect and we teach boys to be brave. I believe that it has never been a better time to be a woman. I believe it's never been a better time to be a male advocate. And if we really are thoughtful about the policy changes that we can make, we don't have to wait even 10 years to see this kind of change. Not only has Girls Who Code taught 90,000 girls in all 50 states, our alumni are majoring in computer science at a rate of 15 times the national average. Our Black and Latina alumni are majoring in computer science at 16 times the national average. In the next few years alone, I promise you, you will only be able to hire Girls Who Code alumni. We are going to be everywhere. It's coming. So get ready for it.